Hello. I'm going to make a couple more comments about that chap in Wrexham who put up in his shop a sign that was, well, here it is, somewhat disparaging about shoplifters. He called them scumbags. And very soon after, he got a visit from the police, who dropped their doughnuts on their desks and came round to tell him he was being rude. And while not illegal, he was too close to provocative for them to ignore. And they thought they'd just come round for a little chat. A day or so later, the police had to beat a hasty and red-faced retreat when the howls of laughter started blowing across the media, from the Telegraph to the Daily Mail and from Facebook to Twix. And I'm Granniopteryx. Please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe. If you want to contribute financially, that's lovely. All the links are in the description, but really sharing it, most important. Okay, let's talk about Wrexham again. This is a joke that will run and run. Okay, so Rob Davis is a businessman in Wrexham. Now, I'm sure most of you will have assumed that Rob Davis is his name, not an instruction. But strangely enough, there appear to have been enough people, or perhaps now we can call them scumbags, who misunderstood that name, taking it to be a suggestion for a course of action. And they did that so often that Mr. Davis was forced to put some of his goods into lockable cabinets, and then to leave that sign explaining to his customers that this protective strategy had come about because of scumbags who considered that actually buying the goods was an optional extra. The document read as follows: "Due to scumbags shoplifting, please ask for assistance to open the cabinets." This had an immediate effect. A couple of police officers came round to tell him that calling a shoplifter a scumbag would give offence, and that he should be as restrained about giving offence to shoplifters as he was reluctant to give a shoplifter anything else. The astonished Mr. Davis asked the police if the sign was illegal. Not exactly, said the meddlesome 3-inch fools who were at the time disgracing the police uniform that they were wearing. The constables were forced to admit that the sign was perfectly legal, but they did say that it was provocative, and they then advised Mr. Davis to reword the sign. When they'd gone, Mr. Davis posted the incident on his shop's Facebook page, to general merriment all round. And a day later, to pretty well universal ridicule, the police put out a statement reassuring the public that the sign was not illegal. No doubt Mr. Davis was relieved about that, because he had a whole stack of the signs printed up larger. I do hope he's given a copy to every shop in the street by now. Now, why am I going over this story again? Because it's part of a pattern. Some of you might remember this. No doubt at great expense in 2021, Merseyside Police had this poster made. Can you see that? And paraded it around the Wirral. Oh, that's an area, by the way, not an anatomical structure. It caused quite a fuss at the time, ending in an apology from Merseyside Police. And the excuse was that the local branch had just got a bit over-enthusiastic and had made a mistake. You see here, Being offensive is an offence. And here are all the police standing there looking purposeful. One of them's got a stick. Oh, that's ominous. Anyway, they said that was a mistake. Yeah, just look at that poster. That's an expensive piece of kit. It might have been some office junior's idea, but that required serious expenditure and organisation, and for sure it must have been passed by at least one senior officer and probably 2 or 3. What do you think? Do you think those 4 just did that off their own bat? So, no, it wasn't a mistake. It was the police testing the water on how far they could go in pushing the public around. You notice this is 2021, they're all wearing masks, and no doubt they will be harassing people who didn't have any masks on. And this interview in Mr. Davis's shop, that was another example of the same attitude. According to Mr. Davis, shoplifting was so frequent and had got so completely out of hand in Wrexham to the extent that he'd long ago given up reporting any incident as a complete waste of his time. The police would come round occasionally and do nothing. And yet, on the strength of one report, because only one person made a complaint about the scumbag word, on the strength of just that one report about, an offensive sign, the police managed to send out 2 officers to have a chat with Mr. Davis straight away. This is as much an illustration of how our police force, which was set up as an organisation to prevent and punish crime, has degenerated into an occasionally armed and uniformed cast of Mrs. Grundys, more concerned with how things look than how they actually are. And, quite frankly, things are pretty awful. All right, till next time. You can help my channel by subscribing and clicking the notification bell. That's quite important. And by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels and to donation methods are in the description. But the best way you can help is simply by clicking like and notify. Thank you.